and I'm gonna start sharing my slide. Do you see my slide, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold
So,
on. I'm not seeing your slide. Hold on.
okay.
Got it.
All right. So good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our DPAC meeting for April. Tonight's agenda, we are welcoming, all our parent leaders, me and Jessica. Jessica is our new family support coordinator, and we're gonna approve our minutes from the March meeting. After that, we're gonna go ahead and have the superintendent's report. And after the superintendent's report, we have Ming Shu Q. She's a nutrition educator from Cornell University. And then Jessica and I are gonna go over some CityPack updates and some upcoming meetings and open the floor for any questions that you may have. Crystal,
Okay.
I give the floor to you.
Thank you. And the meeting norms, we start and end on time, one voice when speaking. This is a safe space to speak. 1, 2, 3, and then me. If you spoke already, allow 3 people to speak before you speak again. Respect all, be present, be engaged, and involved. Next slide, please.
Yeah. I just made it gladys, so we are 6 parents.
Okay, approval of DPAC minutes, and we're going to review the April minutes.
I'm gonna make it larger.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you make that a little bigger,
Yes,
please?
yeah. Wait. Opposite. What about now?
Good. Okay, so District 25 Parent Advisory Council meeting minutes, March 31st, 2026, location virtual, Zoom, facilitator Jenny Chang, 1 call to order and welcome, 2 attendance and quorum, 3 agenda overview, 4 meeting norms, 5 presentation Google Forms, presenter Louis Lotito, 6 approval of February meeting minutes.
Mhm.
7, we had the superintendent's report, presenter Dr. Mike D'Antona, opening remarks. B, staff announcements. C, district highlights and celebration. Debate leagues, civics week, NASA Queens Library event, spelling bee achievements, district recognition. D, family and community engagement, district math and family nights at Junior High School 189, Cheer Expo, Townsend Harris High School. We had the chancellor's visit, and E, summarizing updates. F, upcoming events and opportunities, SEL workshops, math workshops, April 29th session on fractions, wellness day, 8, AI guidance and family feedback, 9, resources and MTSS, multi-tiered system of support, 10, goal updates, social emotional learning, mathematics, 11, survey reminder, 12, portrait of a graduate, 13, DPAC updates, general updates, DPAC roles, 14, Title I and iPlan portal updates, 15, New York City School Survey, 16, Title I funding and vendor support, 17, upcoming meetings. 18, open discussions, and 19 was adjournment. Can I get a motion to approve minutes?
Approved.
Can I get a second motion?
Approved.
Meeting minutes approved for April.
Thank you so much. And we're gonna give the floor to Dr. Mike.
The mic.
Sure, absolutely. Hi, everyone.
Good evening.
Great to be here in company with you guys.
Hi, Dr.
Going to go through a brief report, and there'll be an ask of you guys towards the end, which I mentioned during our previous meeting, and I'm hoping that you'll take just a couple of minutes to add to some feedback as we start defining out what next year will be. So I'm hoping that you guys can give us a little bit of feedback and just take a few moments of your time towards the end through a Padlet that I'm going to put into the chat towards the latter part of my presentation with you guys today. So like always, we begin with a connection before content. We won't do a breakout room for this. We'll just pose it in the chat, and then hopefully you guys will have something to communicate with me. So our conversation card for this session is, what job would you like to try for a day? Is there one that you say, you know what, I would love to try that for a day? What would that one be? So just give a moment. What, other than obviously what you're doing, but what job would you would you want to try for a day? I do have one, but I'll let everyone else kind of take a moment to be in that space of reflection. Oh, I love that, Crystal. So feel free to enter into the chat. Oh, I love that, Angela. So for me, I am a very big sports guy, so I would love to anchor ESPN during a sports center. I would be really interested to see, one, how I would be able to manage myself on it, but the idea of being able to talk about sports with professional athletes and anchors like that, that to me would be something I would get a real kick out of. Oh, Cindy would be a news reporter, youth guidance. Anyone want to quickly hop off of mute just to quickly share why?
I don't mind sharing. I feel
Yeah,
like
go ahead, Al.
nowadays, hello. I feel
Hi.
like nowadays, because of all the digital and stuff we have, a lot of the young kids don't have the same learnings that I used to get when okay, I'm kind of old. So when I was growing up, I feel like a lot of information is lost. And even though they have social media, maybe even AI to look up answers, they wouldn't know to look up. If you don't know what to ask, you wouldn't know to look it up to begin with. And so I feel like, a lot of the stuff we should probably bring back to teach them, even like home economics kind of things, So, but yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, love that, Alice. Thanks so much for sharing. And I think, we can't lose sight of, and I agree with you, we can't lose sight of some of the basic needs that we have inside of life. Tech can do a lot of things and does help us in lots of ways. But there are opportunities that I think do exist where some of those basic skills are very necessary. I mean, my son comes home, he's able to make himself his mac and cheese now because he learned how to do that in one of his classes, at the high school level. So I do think there's a great deal of value in doing that kind of thing. Yeah, I agree with you. Anyone else before we move on?
I'll share.
Yeah,
Go
go ahead,
ahead.
Crystal.
Okay. So, a pilot. I was just thinking of traveling. I love traveling as first and foremost, and like just the thrill of being a pilot and flying a plane, and also they get to travel to different countries in a short amount of time, like many different countries at times in one day. So, like that whole thing is just the thrill and excitement for me. Like just the thought.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I don't know that I can do it, but I appreciate that there are people that want to. That's for sure. Love that. Anyone else?
I think
Yeah.
same with me. Just being a news reporter, to travel and have an opportunity to just go places where you don't, I guess, won't normally think of going. So same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, Cindy. Thank you. And Angela, go ahead.
I was going to say there's a lot of mental health issues, and I'd like to be a part of the solution.
Mm,
Amen.
yeah, that's terrific. Well,
And
thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Crystal.
Not me, Angela.
it's
Oh, I thought I
was
heard
done.
some. Oh, Lulu, go ahead, Lulu, go ahead. Was it someone else? I'm sorry. I thought I saw someone come off of mute. I'm not sure who that was. But feel free to come off at any time if you like.
For
Um,
me, law enforcement, because I was in the military before, so I think law enforcement might be perfect for me.
I love that. I love that. Well, thank you guys for sharing. I appreciate you just taking a couple moments to indulge. And why we do these things is to make sure that we can connect with others in different ways and learn a little bit about who they are outside of what you get to know them as. And, just being a parent on DPAC versus a parent on DPAC that would love to be a pilot one day or would love to have that as an aspiration just to do once. We start learning a little bit about each other and get a sense of deeper appreciation for who we are and what we're about. So the more that we can do this, the better. I encourage you guys, even in your own meetings that you have back at the school or if you're part of your SLT, bring these conversations forward and make sure that we're having them on a regular basis. Okay, so let me share my presentation with you guys tonight. That was our connection before content. Just a couple of celebrations. I'm really, really excited about this. This is the first year that we've engaged in a district-wide approach to the First in Math competition. It's something that's run at the state level, and we had award winners at every grade level. So big shout out to all of our schools from 163, PS20, PS32, PS79, 165, 219, 237, 499 for being regional winners. Each of our schools is planning right now to go to Albany for the state competition, which we're really excited for them and wish them well as they go on their journey. And we're hoping to take home some state championships as a result. We also had our middle school Game 24 competition at PSMS 499. Really big shout out to Principal Mahajan and our math team members from the district, Beth Eaton and Liz Jones, for the work that they're doing to really promote math across our district community and making it a space where math is enjoyable and building our math mindsets for our kids. Because the more we have positive math self concepts, the better off our experiences will be in our classrooms and beyond. So more to follow on this. This is year one of middle school Game 24, and we did it for our elementary schoolers as well, and it was a really big success. So big shout out to our kids and our coaches for doing this work. Really super excited about this as well. Diana Stein from our team has really been growing out our athletics program here in District 25, and it just gets better and better every single year. So just recently we held our first flag football. We organized our first flag football teams across 8 of our schools. So proud of the options that we're making available, and just a great experience for our kids. What I understand is that they went back to their schools, super excited about the opportunity that they had to do this. And, for me, as I said, I think athletics is a really great teacher. So we're trying to build out as many opportunities for our kids as possible for them to experience a range of athletic opportunities. So this is just one more added to the list, and I'm looking to continue to grow that over time. We did have an Ezra Jack Keats Award winner, Lasadie Grace from 194, and her book Stray. So big shout out to her and Julie Santaniello, who supervised the development of this book. So big shout out to them at 194 for this accomplishment. Summarizing, as you know, the application window has come and gone, and offers have been shared with families. We do ask that our families that receive the offers do accept or decline one way or the other to make sure that those seats go to families that may be on the waiting list. So if you are not intending to accept those offers, we do ask that you decline it. Again, if you're not intending to take that seat, so that it's more accessible to other families. Again, just please be mindful of that. Encourage those that have gotten seats to accept if that's what they intend to do. We have some upcoming events. One is actually being held tonight. That is our virtual math parent session. This is our last in our series. be focused on fractions, proportions, and ratios. That begins at 7 o'clock. And we will also be hosting tomorrow night, helping your child develop friendships, all part of social emotional learning, but through the lens of supporting our parents inside of this process. This will be supported by Child Mind Institute. Big shout out to Wing from our team who has supported the organization of this SEL Parent Workshop series that we've organized this year for you. We've been fortunate. We've had upwards of 80 to 100 parents at each one of our sessions, and we're hoping that we get a good turnout again and invite you to RSVP and join the session. These are always very informative, and we're getting support and resources from those that are in the clinical field. So I encourage our families to participate. This Saturday, this is a really action-packed week. We have a session tonight. We have one tomorrow, and then we have our Wellness Day event, which will be held on May 2nd. We have a huge range of folks that will be there to support the event in terms of supporting mindfulness, wellness-based activities. Some of our local professional organizations will be there to support the event. There'll be giveaways and raffles. So I do encourage you, if you haven't registered, it's a great, nice opportunity to bring your kids. Please register. We have over 470 registrants already. It'll be a nice day from 10 to 12:30 at Common Point, Queens, and Bay Terrace. Alongside 169 in Bell Academy, doors will be open as well. As school food and nutrition will be there also, sharing some of the types of meals that are available to keep our kids healthy. So please join that if you can. New York State assessments, as you know, ELA testing window is come and gone. Math testing window started this week. Some of you may have received information from your schools. There were some technical difficulties today in some schools, not in all. For those that did have a bit of an issue, there is a long testing window available, so our kids will be able to test accordingly moving forward. But some schools did have tech issues, and it wasn't a school issue as much as it was a state issue. So just so that you're aware that you may have received some guidance from your building. If you did, it's because that specific school had an issue. It was not something that happened at every one of our schools. Science testing window is May 12th through the 15th, just for awareness for grades 5 and 8. And NYSESLAT testing is occurring, has been ongoing from April through May for listening, speaking, reading, and writing. April was Arab American Heritage Month, so big shout out and celebration for all of our Arab Americans that have supported our country's past and present. So shout out to our Arab American families. We did have a district hiring fair, just so that you guys are in the loop, on Wednesday, April 22nd. We're always seeking to make sure that we get the best of the best to join our workforce here in district. So schools from across our district community that have potential hiring needs were present. We had 16 of our schools that were present for this event, along with 270 plus candidates that joined the event. For me, it's a really important thing to start early, so that if we do need folks to join our schools, that we're getting a head start on the rest of the city. Safer College program. As a district, we've set a goal at the start of the year, but New York City has also established one, as I mentioned to you during our last session. We do have a push, and I'm going to share with you in the spirit of Star Wars, and May the 4th coming up. We're kicking off this initiative on May the 4th, and going to have somewhat of a little bit of a contest for all of our schools, particularly our elementary schools, K through 4, to really push those that activate their accounts. Again, this is always a family's choice, and the decision will always be yours, but we do encourage our families to do so. And I'm going to share this little quick video Hopefully you enjoy it. It was fun for us nonetheless. I'm hoping it's fun for you as you view. So I'm going to share this with you right now. Except for the fact that I have my big mug that starts the video off.
Dr. Meyer, we don't hear the sound.
Oh, you can't hear it? Okay, hold on. Let me stop share and reshare. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, guys. The 4th on the horizon. Can you hear it now, Jenny? And our love for Star Wars.
Yep.
Grogu and I have a message for all of our families and our kindergarten through 4th graders around the Safer College program. Greetings, families, and Grogu. How are you today? I'm joining you today from Linden Place as we launch District 25 of Future Fund Awakens.
This is madness.
As a parent of a 9th and 11th grade learner, I know too well of the importance of planning forward to support the success of my children. Creating a clear path for their success comes with the thinking about the financial needs to support college and career.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
The Save for College program is a great opportunity to start the saving process, as students with a college saving account are 3 times more likely to attend college and 4 times more likely to graduate.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Like the Force in Star Wars, we can help build the roots of success for our learners by activating your account. Join today and awaken the opportunities for your child's college and career pathway.
The Force will be with you, always.
Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you in space.
Obi-Wan has taught you well.
See you, Grogu. Bye, district community. Let's get those accounts activated. So I'm hoping you see we're trying to get a little bit of excitement around this. It is a little bit difficult for some of our families to activate. They do have questions. We held a virtual session on Tuesday, just yesterday, in fact, in the morning and then in the afternoon. We had roughly around 70 folks combined between both of those events. They were recorded, and sometimes for me, it's parents just don't have the awareness or have uncertainty about certain things, and which is why those virtual sessions were important. My hope is that we get as many folks as possible, because the part that strikes me about this is that kids are 3 times more likely to go to college or pursue a vocational type of career when they have an account that's begun for them. So the more kids that we can get involved to start thinking about the fact that there is more beyond high school, more beyond elementary, more beyond middle, the greater opportunities we will have for them. So I was waiting for Dr. Mike to appear with a already maybe we'll have to add that to it. Maybe I'll come in with my Jedi costume. But the goal, hopefully, is that we're able to get more families access to this account, and we begin thinking about college and career at an earlier age. This I shared with you last session. I just want to bring it up again. The Navigating the Future of AI in Our Schools, the window for providing feedback is May 8th through May 8th. They do have the family-facing AI guidance, which is present on the New York City school site, which I will open now. The starting point, it talks about what artificial intelligence is versus what it is not. It talks about the importance of making sure that we keep in mind that AI is not intended to replace us as adults, and we have to be really critical consumers of the things that we're using. And we don't just take them for face value just because we enter it into the computer. It's not for us just to accept that the computer provided us with information and that information is always true. So we are seeking some of that feedback from you. They do have what they call a red, yellow, and green light system, which talks about the ways that we are not intending to use AI, and ways that it's okay for us to use AI, and ways for us to be cautious about. So I do encourage you, parents and members of your community, to share the link that's at the very bottom of this screen, which I will share with you as well in the chat. And this is a survey form for you to be able to add your feedback to New York City Public Schools. And they are accumulating this information to really make a robust guidance document for our community. So please do, if you haven't already, share some of that feedback. And the last couple of things that I want to talk to you about is aligned with our goals for next year. Some of the things that we know are really important, and what we've seen in terms of our data output is that we're continuing to improve in foundational skills, our kids' ability to decode, our kids' ability to make sense of the sounds that they're hearing. But we now have to start really balancing that between that space of reading to learn and learning to read and reading to learn, where we're really pushing this space of meaning making inside of our classrooms. That our kids are really thinking about, what is the text really telling me? How did I learn more about this theme and this unit? Where we're looking to build upon that so that we're continuing to close those opportunity gaps that exist. And lastly, really strengthening our standalone program. This year we did pilot a program referred to as English 3D. Based on that pilot, we are not going to continue with it. With all pilots, we see things that we like and maybe not like, and there were enough things that we did not care for inside of this implementation that's allowing us, that we've learned from the city, and the use of a program called Reach. It's from National Geographic. It's very content specific and content focused, in addition to foundational, which is why we are selecting to choose a different path. So more to follow on this, particularly for our multilingual learner families of children that are entering and emerging. I do think it will benefit us a great deal. And we're going to have the same pathway and through line in mathematics, this focus on making meaning of math concepts through math routines and problem-solving based activities. As you know, we have implemented the Amplify Mathematics curriculum in grades 6 through 8, and we've been piloting it in our elementary schools across 9 elementary schools with the purpose of rolling this out across all of our elementary schools next school year. So our teachers will be receiving training in the coming months so that we're ready to go for September. Now, the thing about mathematics, the concepts do not change. The only thing that's really going to be different is making sure that all of our teachers are working through a common framework, a common set of approaches to teach math for our kids across grades kindergarten through the 8th grade. And lastly, this is what I mentioned to you that I would love for you guys to provide some feedback, and I'm going to put this into the chat right now. And I'm really grateful. I have asked all of our school leadership teams to begin adding some of their perspectives in here as well around these areas. What does it mean to be safe in District 25 from your perspective as a parent? What does it mean to be academically rigorous from your perspective? What does it mean to be integrated in our schools? How would you define making meaning in both reading and math? So if I can ask you just to take a couple of minutes just to reflect and add some of your thoughts into this Padlet, I would really appreciate it. Um, so that we can begin organizing a common definition of our beliefs. And already I appreciate that. Yes, I saw that your SLT did. If you're willing to come off mute and share some of your thoughts on that, that would be awesome. I would love that. Or you're free to add things into the chat and I will put it into the document, into the Padlet for everyone. But already, would you mind sharing some of the things that came up at your meeting?
Yes. Just give me one moment so I can get settled to
Sure.
a quiet spot here.
Sure, sure.
Um, all right. So there was, in terms of safety, which is I think is the first column in the Padlet.
Yeah.
The discussion was at two kind of levels. One is physical safety, like in terms of security in the physical building. And then the second part was more like emotional safety, like how comfortable students and families feel about expressing their views at the school, communication with the school, and things like that. So in terms of, would you like me to go into more detail
Oh,
about?
yeah, if you're willing, sure, that would be awesome.
So in terms of the physical safety, there was sort of common agreement that uh, from the parent members and from the faculty members that there is a system in place at the school where um, people are trained, there are guidelines in place, people know the guidelines, so God forbid something happens, people know what to do and how to react. Um, I think the biggest concern was the quality of the safety officers at the entrance of the building. So, what many of us have observed is that we have one safety officer who is our regular um, officer who is fantastic. I mean, there is no doubt that she
Yeah.
does the job. I mean, they're also, I mean, she's so good that jokes come around about how good she is. But when she's not there, there are problems, and uh, many people don't feel safety like. And my understanding is that there's a shortage of safety officers, but we have witnessed officers falling asleep on their chair,
Mm,
watching shows on their phones, or not
Mm.
paying attention who walks into the building, not signing in, and things like that. So that is unfortunately the situation, and it's it's been going on for a long time, and I hope this gets addressed. That's why I'm also bringing it up here. I mean, the principal explained that the way to do this is to report it to the school, and then the school administration forwards it.
yeah, I love that already. I think it's a really important point. And, aside from others having to report, I think the proactive view of that is making sure that we go over clear protocols if someone happens to be absent, even though they're not necessarily under our direct supervision as a different kind of entity in our
Right.
school. But we can establish clear protocols that if you are new to the desk, here's how we are doing things,
Yeah.
so that there is a raised awareness. I think that's an important part that we can construct at a school to school level. Because unfortunately, there will be days that someone has to be absent, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be any less connected to the safety of our building because of it. So I love that. That's great feedback.
Yeah. Uh, and in terms of emotional support and safety, with discussion about how comfortable parents feel in terms of expressing their views or approaching the administration with issues. So that aspect of safety. Um, then there was a column, something about rigorous learning. I forget
Yep.
exactly what the title
Uh-huh.
was. So
Academically rigorous. Yep.
yeah, so there the issues that came up was it kind of started with it is important for students to be met where they are and push everyone at a higher level. So if you have students in need where they're below grade level, push them to grade level. If you have students at grade level, push them above grade level. If you have students above grade level, challenge them so they can feel challenged and they can do even better.
Love that. You did a really great job. I'm actually looking at PS21's entry right
Oh,
now, and
okay. All right.
you pretty much hit all of your all of the components
I
that
was
you
paying
just.
attention, right?
No, I appreciate that, and I think for me, what the reason why I'm asking all SLTs to do this, just so that everyone knows, is so that everyone's invested in the conversation. I can tell you the things that I think, but my perspective doesn't tell the story of every school community. And, I want to have everyone take a stake in this conversation. And even so far as even our PTA meetings, any meetings that you guys have through the lens of, as the PAC chair for your school, it's how do we start having these really important conversations or what we want for our kids. And the more collaborative we get, the more we're talking the same language at every school, no matter what school you're in. We're sharing similar perspectives. And when you guys look at this Padlet, you'll see that there are a lot of similarities around what folks want. And that's a really great thing. And it's how do we bucket that and make sure that everyone sees this is what we believe, not what Mike believes, what we believe as a collective community. And I'm excited about the fact that folks have been taking this seriously and starting to enter in their thoughts. So we have a common space of understanding.
Yeah, if I may add one more point,
Sure.
in terms of the practicality, like how do we get this done? Um, we were discussing how it should be done at the level of the classroom, of the teachers, to challenge students and meet students where they are. Not so much at the school or the district level. I think we thought that it would be more effective if it was done at the classroom level, not to throw the teachers under the bus, but support teachers as much as possible to make that happen. And perhaps with the cap on the class size, that may be a little more achievable. I mean, if we're talking about classrooms that have 30 plus students, I mean, we can't ask teachers to do that. But down the line, we thought that teachers should be supported to achieve that goal.
Yeah, and I think that the expectations that we set from the collective, which would serve as the district level, to the school level, to the classroom level, to the individual student level, is really how all of that kind of can be organized. I think it's when we don't have a set of clear expectations for everyone that things can become a little bit different from space to space. So I agree with you. All of this winds up happening in the classroom. And I think it's up to us to kind of lay the foundational work at the top so that everyone can kind of get a clear picture of what it means in each room for each kid. So I love that. Thank you for sharing already. Is there anyone else that has any comments on this?
We did it with, excuse me. We did it in our CC, but I see that it's not the same one I did.
Yeah, no, it's the same one,
it's the same
Angela.
question, but I don't see my comments there. That's why.
Yeah, I see yours right here. I see yours is right here. I'm looking at academically rigorous, being able to think deeply and critically about coursework, objectives, goals, and outcomes, and to be able to explain thoroughly with evidence. For example, doing aims and or learning targets followed by the do now, then ramp up to the next level. Was Angela's entry point for this inside of academically rigorous, and I think
I did all three.
that idea of explaining thoroughly with evidence. I'm just picking the one that I just was able to scroll into. Is really important too. It's like where and I think we look at societally sometimes we're able to speak sometimes without actual evidence to support claims. And we have to be able to teach kids the importance of being able to do that, not just to say something, but to ground it in something that is clear from evidence that we have. So I love that, and I encourage you guys. And I know putting you on the spot to answer in this way is not necessarily comfortable. Sometimes things don't always come to us right away, but I encourage you to do that. And if you wouldn't mind, at the end, just sign off DPAC representative. You don't even have to put your name. There's nothing that's here that says. You have to sign off as the individual person. You can put your name, your DPAC, and DPAC rep and that's it, or I mean PAC rep and that's it, and that's totally fine. But the more entries that we get from this would be fantastic, and I encourage you to do so. But other than that, next month, what I do plan to do is bring you our social emotional learning goal forward, as well as our goal around college and career readiness. I will have that ready for you as well to look at and then give me feedback on too. But thank you guys. I'm going to close with that unless anyone has any questions for me. Okay, guys, I appreciate you. I will be on if you do need anything. But other than that, have a great night, and thanks for the time that you gave me.
Thank you, Dr. Mike, for being here.
Thanks, Dr. Mike.
And I'm gonna give it back to Crystal. Crystal? Oh, we do not hear you. We see that you're not muted, but we still don't hear you. Okay, so I'm gonna present our next guest speaker, which is Ming Su from Cornell University. Ming Su is a nutrition educator, and Ming Su is here to teach us something new on how to eat healthier. Ming Su?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Mingzu. So I'm for Cornell University Corporate Extension. I'm not sure if anyone here knows the program. So the program is offered to parents and students. It's completely free. It's a series of workshop. I have a quick PowerPoint. Let me see if I can I share my screen, please?
Hold on, I'm gonna make you a co-host. I was looking for the three dots. It kind of disappeared on my end.
Maybe I do this.
Oh, yep. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so the workshop that we offer, number one is completely free, and second is very active workshop. So the workshop is talking about how to build a healthy recipe, a quick, easy recipe, and then teach parents how to save money, and then also involve a little active. For example, encourage people to do more physical activities, and then we also teach parents and youth how to read nutrition facts label, how to eat pretty much like a balanced meal. And because we're living in a diversity, state or city, so we offer a lot of different languages, depends on the needs. So we have the workshop in English, Spanish, Mandarin Chinese, Bengali, Urdu, and Creole. Okay. And the workshop depends on what the participant needs. The workshop could be done in person or through Zoom. But usually in person will be more active because we can do more recipe like together versus online you just see videos. So I think in person will be more active. So the workshop time for adults is about 6 to 8 weeks, and for the youth is 6 weeks. And for the time for the workshop is about 1 hour and a half to 2 hours for adults. But for the youth, it's like 45 minutes to 1 hour between that slot. And so the workshop, our target audience is definitely the parents and caregiver because we believe that if we teach the person who is cooking or who provide the food for the family, that way you actually make even more difference, okay? Because you're the one who cooking. So here are just some quick pictures that we have through our workshop. So it's very hands-on and also very active. Okay. And participant who complete the program will also receive a certificate. And here's some question. Okay. So over the past few years, because of COVID, so we actually do offer a lot of Zoom nutrition workshops. So here's some feedback that we have from the participants. So most likely participant will say, oh, we learn a lot about food safety, how to defrost their meat safely, and also physical activity. And also a lot of people will say they improve on overall dieting. For example, know what to eat, how much eat throughout the day. So that's just some example to share. Okay, so what question do you have about the program? So if you want the workshop in your school, you can just email me, and then we can arrange a time and date to best fit the parents. So usually what I have the workshop is the best is when the parent drop off their kids, and then we have the workshop, or if it's online, could be anytime. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mingsu, for being here. So one of the reasons that we invited you was that we do have some schools who struggles with the Title I parent engagement because they don't have a large fund. And then one of the parent leader and I decided, you know what about some cooking class and nutrition? I remember you came to one of our meetings, and I know this workshop is a free workshops. Maybe with your workshop and some of their, small amount of Title I funding, they can buy some materials or some supplies to support this workshop. So I believe our parent leader is on this call as well. So I hope this is something we can consider moving forward. If they do not receive a large amount of Title I funding, maybe we can look into these options. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you.
Crystal, is your microphone working now?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. Thank you. Sorry.
Don't worry. I'm gonna share my screen. Glad that you came back. Okay. Let me post this. And hey, Crystal, I'm gonna give it back to you.
So Title I DPAC members, Crystal Gonzalez, MS 379, DPAC chairperson, Jamie Wong, PS 29, DPAC alternate, and we have a vacancy for the DPAC secretary. Next slide, please. And the duties and responsibilities of a DPAC secretary are: the recording secretary shall prepare meeting notices, agendas, sign-in sheets, record the minutes at all meetings. Next slide, please. Now I'm going to hand it back over to Jenny. Yeah.
Okay, so we do want to share every month we attend CityPAC meetings at the central level and get some updates and turnkey to you. And one of the big pushes was also NYC Kids Rise Safe for College program that Dr. Mike had mentioned in the beginning of this meeting. I don't want to go in depth today since Dr. Mike already talked about it. And I know we do have, we have 1 hour, so I don't want to take too many of your time. So if you are a parent of a kindergarten to 4th grade, your child is eligible to activate this account. This account comes with an initial $100 from the city. This account is managed and is owned and managed by Kids Rise. But once you activate the account, with you and your child can watch the money grow. And Kids Rise also managing it by reaching out to local businesses and local organizations to see if they can donate and make this fund grow. So they will be investing this money on behalf of you. Once your child is ready or has completed high school, they will reach out to the parents who have activated this account to proceed with the next step. I do have a video, 2 minutes video that I also want to play for you guys in case you are not familiar with this account. It's a 2 minutes video, so I want to make sure I play it with the sound on. Am I sharing my screen right now? I am, right? So I'm gonna stop sharing. I want to make sure the sound is on. So let me share to include sound. Okay, got it.
Kids Rise. Every student should have opportunities, resources, and support to achieve their dreams.
Research shows that children with even a small savings account of $100 to $500 are 3 times more likely to enroll in college and more than 4 times more likely to graduate. Together, we can take small steps for big college and career dreams with the Save for College program. The Save for College program has 2 parts: a scholarship account and a savings account. To help every family get started, NYC Kids Rise will provide an NYC scholarship account with an initial deposit of $100 to every public school kindergartner and opportunities to earn more over time. Small steps now can make a big impact in the future. Here's how it works. Your kindergartner will be automatically enrolled in the Save for College program unless you choose not to participate. Log on to nyckidsrise.org to see your child's NYC scholarship account. Once activated, you earn an additional reward into the account, and you'll be able to track your child's balance over time. And that's not all. There will be other chances for NYC Kids Rise and the community to add more money to your account in the future. We know that saving for college can be tough. It can feel too early or not in our budget. We're talking about small steps that can begin today. So once you activate the scholarship account, you can open and connect a savings account so that you and your family can save in ways that make sense for you. A little amount set aside every week or month.
Let's build a bright future for our kids together. Find out how at NYC.
Alrighty, so this was one of the big push from Central when we met with them, and this is also a big push from, from the chancellor and from the superintendent. So we strongly encourage you to activate this account while you are in the DOE, because once you move out of the state or move out of the country, you will no longer have access to activate it. But once you activate it, before you decide to, if you have these plans of moving out of the state or out of the country, this account will still be yours. You can still watch it. You can, again, this is not managed by you. This is managed by Kids Rise. They will be investing the money for you. But once you activate it, it will be yours, and they will reach out to you once your child is ready after their college for any higher educational plans. If you have any questions about Kids Rise, you are always welcome to reach out to me or Jessica. We're here to support you with this. The next thing they mentioned and that we are, approaching is the DPAC elections. And at the school level, you will have the PAC elections coming up. It is a 2-year term. So when we ran our DPAC election last year, we have Crystal and we have Jamie. Jamie is still on her first year's term. So next year will be her 2nd year term. And this way, Jamie will remain with us at the DPAC. But Crystal, in her own school, this is her 2nd year term. So we might lose Crystal if she decides to run again at her school. She can run for the DPAC as well. Anyone running for DPAC or nominating themselves must be a PAC chair at their own school and able to run for DPAC position. So we are hoping that Crystal will be running again. So this way we or anyone else are interested, we can, you can run for the DPAC, and the election will take place in June on our June DPAC meeting. So for June, we will have 2 openings. We will have chairperson and a secretary. Again, the secretary is optional. It's not mandated, but if you would like to, we will welcome you. We would like to have a full team, but every Title I schools must establish a PAC or a DPAC, and the mandated roles are chairperson and alternate, and we must fill those. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. If you have any questions regarding if you have concerns about your upcoming PAC elections, again, PAC elections are facilitated by your PAPTA. So please reach out to your PAPTA for support when it comes to running the election.
Jenny, just so you know, I will be running again for both my school and DPAC.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Crystal.
No need for thanks. Always welcome.
So during our June election, DPAC election, we will also like to meet quorum, because without the quorum, we can't conduct the elections. So please join us. I'm going to go over some duties and responsibilities. The chairperson should preside all meetings of the DPAC. They should delegate responsibilities to other members. They should serve as the representatives of the district and sit on the DLT. They should meet with elected board members to prepare agendas, items, etc. Meet every month beginning October to June. So they are responsible to conduct 9 meetings in total. The duties of an alternate is to assist the chairperson with their duties, and the chairperson will also move up via succession if something happens to the chairperson, or if the chairperson for some reason, step down or get discharged from the school. The alternate will be the person moving up automatically, and then we will open up an election to fill in the seat for an alternate. Let me admit someone that's coming in. And the duties of the recording secretary should prepare the meeting notices, agendas, and sign-in sheet, and record the meetings at all meetings. These are the do's and don't, how schools can spend and what they can't spend the 1% engagement set aside fund to. I'm going to keep them around in case you are looking for these informations. They will be on every slide. I don't want you to be looking for it, but they will be on every slide. And all our meeting materials can also be found on our D25 website under DPAC meeting and under shared documents. Here is a list of our Title I schools. We do have 36 schools under jurisdictions of District 25, Dr. Dantona, Superintendent Dantona, where 26 of them are Title I schools, and this list keeps growing. This is a list where we have, these are some of the vendors that we have been invited and worked with. We're going to try to build this list as much as we can so you guys have more options when it comes to that parent engagement set aside fund. I know it's hard sometimes to want to spend the money but don't know how to spend the money. And again, you guys are the parent voice. It has to be voted on, of course, via with your school community. But with this list, you will have more choices. I'm going to add Cornell University on it after our meeting. And I'm going to give the floor to our family support coordinator, Jessica.
Thank you, Jenny. Good evening, everyone. So, yes, our next DPAC meeting will be Tuesday, May 26th at 5 p.m. here on Zoom. You can get onto the link on d25.nyc right here on the district website. We will have a guest speaker from Queens Library, and they have many great family resources to share with our community. Next slide, please. Our President's Council meeting, next President's Council meeting will be May 18th, which is on a Monday, also on Zoom. And you can also click on the link as well in d25.nyc right there in our district website. Thanks, Jenny. Next slide.
Just want to piggyback on your, This is a meeting for all our PAPTA parent leaders, but everyone's are welcome to join.
Yes, thank you, Jenny. And we also have our CEC meetings, which are in person, and that will be Wednesday, May 6th. But you can also join in Hyperlink, and that can be found in also the D25 NYC, or you can also go on to our district website, which will be right under the CEC meetings as well. Next slide, please. And we would like to thank everyone for joining our DPAC meeting. And if anyone has any other questions, please feel free. The floor is all yours.
I'm going to stop sharing. If anyone have any questions, please unmute yourself. And again, should you have any concerns with the upcoming PAC elections or even, NYC Kids Rise account, please feel free to reach out to me and Jessica. We are always here to support you.
Yes.